You're listening to Thunder and Lightning on SuperTalk Mississippi, covering Mississippi State sports like nobody else. With Sports Talk Mississippi's Brian Hadad and Robbie Faulk of On3 Sports. Now get ready for Thunder and Lightning.
This is Thunder and Lightning here on SuperTalk Mississippi. Brian Hadad and Robbie Faulk here with you on a Wednesday morning. Thanks for joining us at supertalk.fm or wherever it is that you get podcasts from. We appreciate you guys out there, our great listeners, especially our servicemen and women out there taking care of us. I want to thank our sponsors over at Strange Brew Coffee House and Churn and Spoon Ice Cream. Start your day the right way with a trip to the drive-thru over at Strange Brew Coffee House here in Starkville or at Brupolo over in Tupelo. Be a little weird, Robbie, if Brupolo was in Knoxville.
That would be a little weird. It's in Knoxville, Mississippi, huh?
So I'm going to go around. I'm going to see if
we find an SEC town.
We did Auburn yesterday. We did Knoxville. I'm going to look around and see who else I can find. Knoxville is in Franklin County. So that's near Auburn. There you go. Wherever you are in our great state, you can enjoy Strange Brew Coffee each and every morning. It's just a click away at strangebrewcoffeehouse.com. The Mississippi Beef Council wants to remind you that beef, it is what's for dinner. Whatever you're cooking this weekend, make beef the star of the show. Nothing beats the sizzle of beef on the grill. We love to cook out here on Thunder and Lightning. It's this time of year. It's great outside. That's the time to be doing it. Make beef the star of your next cookout. But if you don't want to cook, hey, we understand. Go grab a steak at one of our awesome steakhouses. From South Haven to Biloxi, from Vicksburg to Meridian, there's all sorts of great steakhouses in the state of Mississippi. Go find one today. Beef, it's what's for dinner, thanks to our friends, the Mississippi Beef Council. College Corner, collegecornerstore.com is the place to find the maroon and white merchandise that you are looking for. Everything you're looking for, maroon and white, with the interlocking MSU, with the state script, with the M over S. It's all right there at College Corner. 2 locations in the Jackson area, Ridgeland by Fleet Feet, followed by the Half Shell, or you can shop online at collegecornerstore.com. Restaurant Tyler is Starkville's flagship restaurant for lunch, for dinner, Sunday brunch, the best meal in town. I keep looking at Tony back there. It's just making me laugh. Best meal in town is at Restaurant Tyler. It's better than Vesuvio.
It is.
It absolutely is. You know, you don't have to put twofers in the paper to go eat at Restaurant Tyler. They don't have low salt selections though. I don't know if that's the case or not. So, if you want to have a great meal in this town, the Artie Bucco of Starkville, Ty Timms. Go enjoy.
Ty Timms of the Artie Bucco.
He's the Artie Bucco of Starkville. Yeah, he has the best restaurant in town.
Brian is not going to set his restaurant on fire.
No.
Not at all.
3 investigators gave that a clean bill of health. I can't do Tony. I can only do like a few things. I got it earlier when I was like
that actually wasn't bad.
It sheds some pulp. I can almost get it, but you know, I sometimes I need to add that to the repertoire. Start working on it. Anyway,
this painting behind me it's some kind of painting. I don't think it's like a picture. Was given to me by our friend Nathan Kelly. He's trying to get the Pio my painting, which I would much prefer. But
oh my gosh. That's a general. That's what you need, yeah. All right. Restaurant Tyler. We all love it. Priority One Bank, 16 locations to serve you throughout central Mississippi. Let PriorityOneBank.com be your guide to show you not only how they'll help you invest and manage your money, but how they'll help you prepare for your future. Now more than ever, when you have questions about your money, you need answers. You need them on your schedule. You need them from a bank that provides a different kind of service, a different level of service. That's what you get at Priority One Bank. It is Rumblings Day here on the podcast, and the Rumblings are brought to you by our friends over at Paul Davis Restoration. When disaster strikes, you need a name you can trust. Paul Davis Restoration is here to help you recover from water, fire, mold, and storm damage 24/7. If Vesuvio had Paul Davis Restoration, it wouldn't have been any problems. That place would have been back on top of its game.
100%.
So, you know, unfortunately, Tony didn't reach out to his friends at Paul Davis Restoration. He should have. Their expert team would have provided fast professional service to restore your home or business to its original condition. And they don't just stop at restoration. They offer property improvement services to make your space better than ever before. Paul Davis Restoration, because your recovery and property improvement are their priorities. Call them at 662-769-7285. Let them bring your property back to life. It's only in the Golden Triangle or in the Tupelo area. I don't know about the tri-state area. I don't know about up in North Jersey, but I'm sure they could have worked something out with Paul Davis Restoration. All right, let's just jump right in today. Our first question comes to us from Brogan Fairchild. Rank these songs: Fat Bottom Girls, Donkey Butt, Baby Got Back, Back That Thing. No, Back That Ass Up, and Honky Tonk Badonkadonk.
But we have children that listen to this show,
Doesn't
Brian.
matter. I refuse to refer to that juvenile song as anything but what it actually is.
I got to be honest with you.
Mm.
I thought Donkey Butt was Donkey Butt this whole time.
Yeah, it's I did too.
It's Donkey Butt.
Yeah, I learned that today.
I just about rank these like they're listed. I would consider Baby Got Back being second.
Mm-hmm.
But Donkey Butt was
it's a huge club hit.
That was a staple on the Friday night regrind
on
96.1 with Louis Linguini.
Yes.
So that was one of my favorites.
I would go Fat Bottom Girls is clearly one. Honky Tonk Badonk Donk is number 5 easily.
I thought you were about to say that was number 2. It was like
no. I'm going Juvenile second though. That's my number 2. So I would push the other 2 down and go Juvenile second. That's all. All right, and then also from Brogan, what's something your kids said or used to say when they were younger that you corrected them for, but really thought it was hilarious? I got a good one. It was not like a running gag or anything, but one time I was dropping Aislinn off at daycare, and for some reason I think I got there like they were doing nap time, so they would lock the door and you had to like hit a button. So I'm just sitting there waiting for somebody to come to the door, and as I'm sitting there, this guy comes up with his daughter, and they're clearly like Middle Eastern, right? Like more so than me even. And Aislinn just looks at him and goes, "He's browner than you."
Wow.
To like be like, "Hey, you can't say." But inside, I was just like, "Oh my God, that is the funniest thing this child has ever said."
My niece in Walmart one time called a man Shrek. He's a very large man. She called him Shrek.
Well, there you go.
Unfortunately, she would probably do that today.
Yeah,
as a 16, 17-year-old as well. She's very mean.
Well, it happens. All right. Next question comes to us from Brett Christensen. If you could add we get this all the time, but one former Bulldog to the current roster, who would you add and why?
All right, you got to start thinking about biggest needs. I think last year we said Jeffrey Simmons, and I think I might go back to that.
That's a good one. Honestly, I might go either Fred Smoot, Emmanuel Forbes, Jonathan Banks, somebody like that, a corner. Just
somebody that can
lock one corner that I can trust out there.
It's either corner or defensive tackle.
It's exactly correct. So if you say Simmons or Montez Sweat, I'm not going to argue too hard against you. Chris Jones, I won't argue.
Montez Sweat would be a good one.
If you say Forbes, Smoot, Bean, one of those guys, I won't argue either. It's got to be a defensive guy, though, for sure.
Yeah.
As media members, who is your dream interview? I'm glad you said who, because what would be interesting. I don't know a thing that I could interview.
Well, it might be like not interview, but like a thing you could cover.
Yeah.
An event.
I'd like to talk to Dak now.
Yeah.
Like, I talked to him plenty when he was in college, and nobody knew who he was. Like,
I talked to him about 3 or 4 years ago, but it was very rushed.
What was it? The Final Four, right?
No, it was whenever he did his camp in Starkville.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And it was like, you guys got 3 minutes. Go.
Yeah.
And so I get as much time as possible to sit down and talk about his career.
Yeah.
And let's talk about where you were back in 2011 and where you are now.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah, I agree. That's probably the one.
Other than that, some of my heroes growing up, some guys that I loved, the Steelers.
I got to talk to
Palomalu. Guys like that.
That would be an awesome interview. Yeah, I got to talk to Will Clark when they first opened the new Dudy Noble, and they had the statues. And remember they had us down there and talked to him and Palmero for just a minute. But one-on-one with Will Clark would be really cool for me.
I pulled Palmero to the side in 2023 whenever Polk had his statue, or was that last year? I can't remember.
23, I believe.
I pulled him to the side and talked about that, and he was super cool.
Yeah.
Like, that was the first time I'd ever really interviewed him, I think.
Yeah, he's a nice guy from what I can tell.
Yeah.
Rob Hadaway, today I learned a truth that shattered my mind. So, of course, I'm sharing it with you two. Steven Tyler is older than Ozzy Osbourne.
I learned that as well.
I did not know this. Best wishes continuing living your lives as normal. My apologies. Would never have guessed that in a million years.
I'm going to guess that Ozzy was a little bit harder on the lifestyle than Steven
You say
Tyler.
that.
Well, I mean,
I think that Steven Tyler got sober earlier.
and Steven Tyler probably his drug of choice was more the women, I would guess, as opposed to what Ozzy was on.
Yeah.
Whenever you're relieving yourself, like at fountains and
Yeah.
biting the head off bats and things.
Yeah.
You're on something fairly hard. I'm kind of amazed that he's still sitting up there singing. Which, by the way, it always was funny to me. I could understand Ozzy's singing more than I could his talking.
Yes, that is a very odd but true statement.
The concert they put on, the Back to the Beginning concert the other day, looked awesome. I don't know if you saw that.
I saw, yeah.
Black Sabbath's last concert.
Yeah.
And they had a ton of other bands there playing before it. It was like an all-day festival thing.
Yeah.
And Ozzy did a set with just Ozzy and his band, like Zakk Wylde and his band. And then they did Black Sabbath last.
That had to be awesome, yeah.
That looked like an awesome event.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have been there.
Andrew Madden, hey guys, would you rather fight an orangutan with a sword once a year or fight a chicken every time you get in the car? I stole this from a post I saw today. So hold on. Are you saying the orangutan has a sword or I have a sword?
You have a sword.
So the orangutan is just by himself. He's got no sword.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'd rather do that.
Yeah, but I mean,
just once a year.
Well, you're going to stab it and it's still going to be alive and it's going to
I'm gonna cut its head off.
It's going to rush you.
I'm gonna cut its head off.
There's a chance that you could die every year when you fight this thing.
Well,
with a chicken,
I've got a weapon. I'm gonna beat the orangutan.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. Every time I get in the car,
just punch the thing in the face, kick it.
I get in the car like 12 times a day. I don't. That's going to be the most annoying thing ever. You're going to have to like plan your day around. Like I got to get in the car 15 minutes earlier so I can fight the chicken.
He didn't even say in this that you couldn't have a weapon. So I mean,
take a baseball bat and just shoot it.
Well, you don't need a gun. Just take a baseball bat and knock it out.
I'm gonna break the window of my car. I'd rather fight the orangutan. I will beat the orangutan. I'll spend the other 364 days of the year learning the sword, learning the way of the blade, and I will be able to defeat the orangutan easily. I'll be like Connor McLeod up in there. It can be only one orangutan. Let's go. Yeah, I'm definitely picking the orangutan.
I think I would go with a chicken.
All right.
It's not going to kill me. It would be annoying, but yeah. I could punt it.
I have a pile of every day when the trash guy comes to pick up your trash, you got a pile of dead chickens waiting on him.
I just throw it in the woods.
Jonathan, with the new house settlement and spending cap, have we just brought back the bag men for schools who can afford it? Well, the bag men never went away, guys. I mean,
they were still here. They were just doing it more openly.
Yeah, it's just nothing changed. Don't worry about that. Ford Polk, rank these post-grunge breakup songs. All right, some song rankings today. That's right in Robbie's wheelhouse. Control by Puddle of Mud. I Hate Everything About You by 3 Days Grace. Broken by Seether. My Immortal, Evanescence. And It's Been a While by Stained.
It's Been a While's first.
Okay.
My Immortal full band.
Yeah.
Is up there. I like the one where, like, after it's been slow, it comes into, like, the hard part of the song. I really like that. But I would probably go Broken. I'm going to go It's Been a While, Broken, My Immortal Full Band, Control, and I Hate Everything About You.
Okay. I will live with that. I like Control, though. That's one of my favorite songs. What team has the best chance for a national championship that has never won one? Feels like the easy answer is Oregon.
In football?
They're on the cusp. They're going to get one in the next 10 years, I think. As long as Lanning is there.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else hasn't won one that's kind of in the mix. That's probably the right answer.
I mean,
I don't know anybody else that's like
it's been a long time since Penn State won one, but they have won them.
1980s maybe.
86 was their last national title.
Mm,
Yeah, Oregon's the correct answer.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Do a couple more, and then we'll do the break here. Joby Miller, who would win a race where you have to eat a hot dog, then run 100 meters? Usain Bolt or Joey Chestnut? This is a good question.
Eat one hot dog.
One hot dog, and then you run. Feels
Well,
like
that'd be Usain Bolt.
I think so, because I feel like Chestnut's going to have like a 2-3 second head start on the hot, because you can still eat a hot dog quickly. I have no doubt that Usain Bolt could house a hot dog, and then he's going to run a lot faster. He's going to make up those 3-4 seconds pretty quickly, I think. So yeah,
I mean he will catch up.
Yeah, very quickly.
I mean you could give Joey Chestnut like a head start half the way, and Bolt's probably going to pass him.
Yeah. All right. Wade Jones. Let's try this again. So we did not understand his question. Maybe there was some lost in translation. Pick 5 teams you would like to open with next season in baseball. 1 from each of the power conferences and 2 more random teams. Okay. Obviously from the ACC, I would like to open with Virginia. I think that would be awesome.
Yes.
All right. From the Big 12. Ooh.
TCU.
Yeah. From the Big 10, Oregon.
Yeah.
Oregon.
Home of the Oregon.
Yeah, or USC.
Probably Oregon.
Yeah.
More than USC.
Yeah, probably. And then 2 randos. Creighton. Isn't that where O'Connor went to college?
Yeah.
Creighton and trying to think my way around the country. Like
Coastal Carolina.
Coastal. There you go. Done. That'd be a tremendous schedule. They would never play that, but it'd be really good. If you came out of those 15 games, if you came out of that like 13-2, you would be the number 1 RPI team in the country and would stay there the rest of the year, assuming you didn't tank in the conference.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's move into not a lot of questions today. Let's move into the last part of the show.
I came in late last night. I totally forgot. I was so busy with my kids yesterday.
That's all right, though. I blame our listeners. They know what today is. They know they're supposed to be getting these questions.
True. It is true.
That's nobody's fault. But all we can do is answer what we've asked, what's asked. Simple as that. Let's move into the rest of the show. It's brought to you by our friends over at Two Brothers Smoked Meats and The Older Brother, 2 fantastic restaurants. Do you know that guy on he does reviews here in Mississippi, Big Tay Eats?
Yes.
He was at Two Brothers.
Really?
Yeah, gave him an 8.4. He was really pleased with the food. He got the smoked wings, he got the pulled pork grilled cheese, and he got the pork belly tacos. So he was like following the Robbie Faulk playbook in some ways. And he said they were all good. He really enjoyed it. He loved the wings, especially, he said. And gave it a
Love the wings.
So, if it's good enough for Big Tay, it's good enough for you. Robbie, Big Hadad and Big Rob over there have been telling you for years to go eat at Two Brothers. Everybody's finding out the truth. One of the best places, not just in the Starkville, but in the entire state of Mississippi, in the SEC. I put Two Brothers up there with anybody. It's a great restaurant, a great time at Two Brothers Smoked Meats and The Older Brother. Great products, great service. Every business likes to promise it to you. They deliver it to you at Advantage Business Systems. That's what they've been doing for 50 years. When you need technology for your business, call Advantage Business Systems. If you need a new copier or a new printer, new computers or laptops, that's the number to call. Because not only are you going to get a good product, you're going to get people who you can depend on after the sale. If something goes wrong and you have to call them, they're going to make your problems go away quickly. You're not going to have to wait a week to 10 days for somebody when you deal with Advantage Business Systems. 601-362-9192 or visit them online, absms.com. Find out how Advantage Business Systems will help your business do business. Maroon & Co. is the place to go. I had a friend of mine I had a family member reach out to me. They're like, hey, thanks for that promo code. I was like, man, thank you for using it. If you guys are shopping at Maroon & Co., please use our promo code Thunder15. You're saving yourself money, 15% off. You can use it in-store or online. Everything Mississippi State under one roof. The biggest and best selection in the city of Starkville. It's all right there for you at Maroon & Co. If you want to have a great Mississippi State buying experience, if you're looking for gear and you want to get the best of the best, the place to go is Maroon & Co.
I used my Thunder 15 for Father's Day.
There you go.
Got my dad a state script polo, and got a nice little cut off the actual price. So
there you go. Why would you not use it? It's free money.
It's true.
Take it. The weekend will be here before you know it. You know you're going to be out there mowing the grass, doing your home repair projects, maybe cooking out, or maybe you just want to get out on the water and get some fishing done. Everything I just said, you can find products at Scruggs Farm Lawn and Garden to make your weekend better. And of course, the main thing we're talking about when we talk about Scruggs is John Deere. They are the top of the line John Deere dealer here in the state of Mississippi. And they have got great deals right now on John Deere commercial mowers, John Deere Gators, and John Deere tractors. It's all right there for you at Scruggs Farm Lawn and Garden in Saltillo. Go talk to them there. Tell them the Thunder and Lightning sent you up there, and make your weekends easier with a trip to the Scruggs Farm Lawn and Garden. All right, Play Baller DC, as a follow-up to my new Coke question last week, do you think the new Coke campaign was legit, or was it simply a marketing ploy to get people to love classic Coke all over again? Here's what I would say. Coke was the number one selling beverage when they changed. There was no need. Everybody was buying Coca-Cola. You couldn't go anywhere without it.
So I just thought, let's see what this does.
I guess they thought maybe we could pick up some of the Pepsi market. Like we can keep all of our customers plus pick up some Pepsi customers. And what happened was they lost their customers. And so they had to make that change. So, yeah, I think it was absolutely legit. And it's just a mistake. Sometimes these big companies, they make mistakes.
So, I never knew about this because evidently it was kind of like a hearing gone thing.
Yeah.
But I looked up, like, I asked ChatGPT, like, what was different about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it had a sweeter taste.
Mm-hmm. It did.
It had high fructose corn syrup.
Mm.
And it made it similar to Pepsi.
Yes. Exactly what it was.
Why?
Yeah, exactly. Why? Imagine if McDonald's, which is by far the number one hamburger chain in the world, right? If their people came to like, we need to make our burgers taste more like Burger King.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
You're already number one. Why would you want to be more like number two? That doesn't make any sense.
What is the best fast food burger?
All right. Do we consider Five Guys fast food? I do, but I know a lot of people don't.
No.
Okay. If that's
like your typical,
I don't want to argue.
Okay. I'm just thinking like your typical fast food chains: McDonald's, Wendy's, Sonic.
Sonic
is up there.
Sonic to me.
Have you had the Sonic Smash Burgers?
Yes, they're very good.
Those are really good.
I can very rarely eat it. The thing I like to get at Sonic is the Supersonic Bacon Double Cheeseburger. That's a great burger, but it's 1,200 calories, just one of them. So I can't eat it very often.
It's hard to beat a good Sonic burger, man.
Sonic, Hardee's, underrated.
Hardee's good.
Hardee's is a good hamburger.
Wendy's is pretty good.
I am not a big Wendy's guy. I never have been.
I like Wendy's.
Cookout is a good burger.
Cookout's a good burger. Cookout has good food altogether.
Yeah, I agree.
You can get just about everything. It's like under $10.
Yes. All right, North Alabama dog. What would it take starting today in money, time, and resources to turn Mississippi State football into what Mississippi State baseball is? Is it possible in our lifetime? Not the next Bama, but really, really solid every single year. You're starting to see it with Texas Tech.
It would take a billionaire.
You need a committed billionaire. You need a guy who's like, I don't care.
Because that's what that essentially, if you want to move into that upper echelon, if you're Mississippi State, you're going to have not millions, like $1 billion.
Yeah.
Like you're going to have
you're going to have to put together
the facilities you need, the coach that you need, the athletes. Because with Texas Tech, like they're getting these 5-star players that don't care, who Texas Tech money is. They're just like, oh, I'll take the money. Yeah, I'll come play.
Yeah.
So they're getting Godfather offers.
You would need $1 billion. And if you had a guy like that, if you had a committed billionaire, within 5 years, you could be in that position.
Yeah. I am interested, like, how this is going to work for Texas Tech. Like, the revenue share might negate that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sure they could get some things under the table, but, like, these deals that they're doing, they're not they're not going to be able to do that year in and year out because of the revenue share. So I do wonder, like, is this going to be a one-off for them, or are they going to find ways around that? Because they're going to have to get those deals through the clearinghouse or whatever, and it's just not, they're not going to be able to do these $5 million deals, at least not publicly.
I agree. Matt McCann, switching to minor league baseball for this week's mascot challenge, since there are so many cool minor league mascots. Akron.
I do the minor league updates every single week.
Yeah. So you should know.
Some of these I haven't come across. Akron, I don't know.
Akron are the Rubber Ducks.
Oh, that's excellent.
Carolina.
No clue.
The Mudcats.
The Mudcats.
Yeah.
What's their affiliation?
They are hold on. Oh, the Carolina Mudcats. They're the single A Brewers.
Okay.
Right.
Well, that's where I think that's where D'Angelo Sancia is right now, isn't it?
He's with the Mariners.
No, he's with the Mariners. He got drafted out of high school by the Brewers. Yeah. That's right. That's where is Tyson Harden there?
No, he's with the Shuckers now.
Okay, that's right. He moved up to
But he might have moved up from there. Yeah,
I should know this because I do this update every week. But
yeah, Chattanooga.
That's the Lookouts.
That's right.
I did know that.
El Paso.
Oh, they're the Chihuahuas.
That's right. Very good.
I knew those two.
Last one, Jacksonville.
I don't know Jacksonville.
They're the Jumbo Shrimp.
Excellent. I love minor league,
which is an oxymoron, by the way.
Yeah, I guess it is.
So,
kind of like a hot water heater.
No. Hot water heater is a redundancy. Jumbo Shrimp. I mean, it's a shrimp, but it's big. That's an oxymoron. Kind of like
you're right.
Like business ethics. There's no.
I choose business ethics.
The thing about business is, Alexandra Watson, did you know that Star Crunch is considered a cookie? I guess it makes sense. It's crunchy.
I mean, what else would you consider it, those? Would be my question.
It's not a cake. It's not a pie. It's not a brownie. It has to be a cookie, doesn't it?
It has to be a cookie.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, when you think about it, that makes sense.
That is a very underrated Little Debbie cookie.
Yes.
We don't talk about it enough.
We should do it. Never mind a top 5. We should do the whole the tiers of Little Debbie. So
yes, we should.
We should do that one day.
I've got honey buns and I got honey buns. I got the fudge brownies.
Cosmic brownie.
Yeah, I got those in the cabinet right now. Okay. They're being hoarded by my daughter, but
you could always get one. All right. Last but not least, Hunter Bolin. If you could pick one SEC quarterback, running back, and wide receiver in a fantasy draft for this season only, who would you pick?
I think quarterback, would you go Arch?
Oh, I would go Nussmeier. I would go Nussmeier, or I would go Lagway so I can get rushing yards.
Yes, I wasn't really blown away by Nussmeier last year. But I guess he's got the experience. I think I would go Arch just for the ceiling and the pedigree that he has.
I mean, I agree. He's going to put up great numbers, but I mean, I feel like you get those kind of numbers from most good starting quarterbacks. And Nussmeier will throw for more yards than Arch will, I bet.
Maybe.
All right.
I just like
the interesting one, right?
Manning. I mean,
like
the hit rate on the Mannings right now is extremely high.
It's good. It's very good.
It's great.
It's great. What are we doing for running back? That's the one where there's not a superstar running back.
Who is the best running back in the SEC right now?
Is Le'Veon Moss? If he stays healthy.
Trying to think.
Do you know who the leading returning rusher in the SEC is this year?
Tennessee lost theirs.
Do you know who it is?
Who?
Diego Pavia.
Really?
Yeah.
How many yards did he rush for?
801.
Jeez. Well, Davon Booth wasn't far off from that, was he?
Last year, Booth was the 9th leading rusher in the conference. Pavia was 6th. The top 5 are all gone, though. I don't know who the best. I mean, Jam Miller is back at Alabama. Yeah, I don't know. Receiver, I'm just going Ryan Williams. That's the easy one. That's the easiest pick of all, in my opinion. So I need to look at the running back position a little deeper. We're a week away from media days, and I don't really have a good feel for that. So we'll do that. I'll do that over the next couple of days. So, all right. Like I said, easy show today. Not a lot of questions. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do running backs on tomorrow's show. So we'll talk a little bit more about that on that. Plus, who knows what else. Just a heads up, no podcast on Friday. Thursday is the 13th annual Palmer Home Radiothon. I got to get up to Hernando kind of early, and I've got some other stuff going on that day. I just don't have time. I don't have time. I got to go to Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know. So, so no podcast for you guys on Friday. But we will talk to you again tomorrow. For Robbie Faulk, I'm Brian Hadad. Thanks for listening to Thunder and Lightning here on Super Talk, Mississippi.